What's goody? What's going down? It's your boy D Sick, aka the Rap Nerd, and today we got a special guest. Today, this is Dylan M. He's from Nashville, Tennessee. He's always working with all the other up and coming artists that are coming up in the game, so he's very talented. And he's worked with the legendary Internet Money, rapper, producer, audio engineer, Dylan M. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, my guy?
Hey, Rap Nerd, how you doing?
Good, man. This interview is a little bit late, man. We should have been did this, but it's a pleasure to finally link up with you, bro.
Yeah, man, it's an honor.
Yeah, man. And I just want to let the audience know, man, Dylan M was definitely one of my first supporters on my journalist journey. And I'm definitely here to support him whenever he's here to support me. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing going, man. Dylan, just for the people that don't know about you or have never heard of him, just tell them about yourself, a little bit about your background, where you come from, and how you got started in music.
All right, well, I was born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. So, right then and there, I was destined to be a musician because it's Music City. I got my first taste of music life when I was 4, and I got a drum set for Christmas, and it's just been going up from there.
Yeah, it usually starts young because I know me myself, like my mom said she used to sit me right in front of the TV with music videos, and that would keep me calm as a baby. Not cartoons, not none of the kiddie shows, but just music. Since it started with the drum set, do you think that's what sparked your passion for actually making beats?
Oh, yeah. I mean, ever since I was maybe 10 years old and I got my first laptop, I've just been making music. I mean, I've been taking it seriously for 3 years, but I've been messing around for almost a decade now.
Absolutely, that's dope. But I know that the drums is going to inspire you to make beats, but what inspired you to make music? Are there specific artists, or was it just your love and passion for it?
It was a mix of love and passion, but also there's this band that I found when I was young called Green Day, and I'm sure that you can hear like my rock influence. That's where it all really started. I started out doing rock, and then I kind of switched to like an EDM type of sound for a while. But around late 2019 is where I found my rap style, and that's just kind of where I've been going ever since.
If you want to tell us about your upcoming project, Rainbow Drive, let the people know what that's about.
So I don't know exactly how much I can say with my label, but I am going to say that it has a lot of new songs produced by me, produced by Internet Money, and it's got a few new friends on there, as well as some old friends from my very first EP all the way back in 2020. So it's got a lot of new me, but a lot of old me, and I feel like I've really found my sound with this EP that's coming up.
So for the people that are just now getting introduced to you, if the project's still not out by the time this interview drops, then what project or song would you recommend that they listen to Dylan M first with?
I would have to say Going Up. That's one of the classics that literally everybody I talk to has heard and always has on their playlist.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I put the link to that down below in the description so y'all can go check that out. If you're getting your introduction to Dylan M, that's where you could start. And then from there, you could go backwards, you could go forwards. It doesn't even matter. Whatever style, the thing I like about you, bro, is that whatever style of music that people like, you have something for them. Now, was that by mistake or is that by design?
Oh, no, that was by design. I mean, it's like you said in one of your videos a long time ago, you like how I mix rap and rock and all this other genres. I do that completely. I do it because I know that being a wider artist instead of just rap or just rock, if you have every single, like, you don't have to be perfect in every genre, but as long as you have that sound and you have different sounds, you'll have a wider audience. So
absolutely. Now, I do want to say that it's a gift and a curse to be multi-talented, man, because there's some people, like when they hone in on one specific niche, they're able to grab their cult following a little easier. But with what you're doing, you're thinking really big, really broad, and I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna carve out a more difficult path for you. But you seem like you're ready for it.
Oh yeah, I've faced harder things in my lifetime.
Absolutely. So as far as the indie route or the major industry route, because it seems like you kind of dibble dabbled in a little bit of both, what do you think your route is going to be? Do you think ultimately you'll sign for to a label, or do you want to just stay independent forever?
See, the thing that I like about my label is that they're an indie label, so I kind of get best of both worlds. But for producing wise, like you said, I've dibble dabbled in both sides. I mean, I'm over here working with like the world's top producers, but for my main music wise, I'm gonna stay independent.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Is there a big enough bag that could get offered to Dylan M for you to go major?
Ooh, I don't know, because I kind of like working with who I want to work with and who I, you know, have found my sound with. My philosophy is, if you're here in the beginning, you're with me for life. So I don't think there's a big enough bag for me personally that can make me switch up on the people that have helped my career and helped me find myself.
Absolutely. Hopefully, you could find a major deal that allows you to do that, possibly in an ideal world that allows you to keep creative control, but still get those big, huge budgets behind you. I just want to ask you, for the ones that are coming up and want to do something similar to what you are doing, what advice would you give them coming into the game?
So if you want to go big and work with all these big producers, this is what I learned. This is something that not a lot of people think about and all that, but give yourself an in. Like how I first started working with Internet Money, I didn't just be born into it. I had to make it happen. So what I did was I saw one of the producers post on their Instagram, can anyone make me a producer tag? I'm like, this is it. This is my moment. So I go in and I text him, hey, I can do this. And then we started talking, we started making beats together. And then he introduced me to all these other producers that are in Internet Money. And it just kind of became like a chain. So give yourself one in. That's all it takes is one thing and your life can change. So.
Absolutely, man. Now, I also want to ask you, which one of the passions is more near and dear to your heart? Is it actually recording music or making beats? If you had to just pick one.
It's definitely making beats. I was doing EDM before anything, and I was doing drums before anything. So it's always been more about like that in my heart. But I do love writing music. It's very fun, and it's also therapeutic. Like when I wrote California all those years ago, that was the very first video you ever saw of mine.
Yeah.
I poured my heart into that song, you could tell. And that's kind of what I love about writing music, is being able to like put my emotions into words that I couldn't normally say, and just making other people feel that.
That's dope, man. You like to make music that other people can relate to, it seems like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of touching the people, like, have you ever performed, or do you plan on doing that anytime soon?
I was asked to go on tour not that long ago as like an opening act. It didn't work out because of my schedule, but I do plan on doing that at some point.
Absolutely, man, because again, you want to be worldwide, you want to touch everybody and let everybody hear it. You got to be visual, man. How long do you see yourself in the music space? Do you think that there's a specific age you could get to that would stop you? Does it just have to leave your heart, or is it forever?
The only way I'm gonna leave this music industry is if it kills me.
That's dead honesty right there. Well, switching gears for a second, what do you see for yourself as far as a family, kids, stuff like that? Like, do you ever want to have those things?
I would love that, but here lately, I've kind of been trying to be by myself because, as you've heard in many of my songs, I haven't exactly had the best luck with, stuff like that. But I definitely feel like it's out there for me. Maybe just not right now.
Okay. Yeah, heartbreak is funny sometimes, man, because sometimes it can really break you down, but other times it can really make you get on your grind. And it seems like it's done a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? But you're definitely on your grind, and I can see it. So my advice to you would just be, don't even worry about any of that. Just stay locked in. They'll come. I'm sure you've heard, don't chase the bitches, chase the money. You know what I'm saying? That sounds, I shouldn't have said it that way, but uh, but we gonna keep it moving here. I was just wondering, as far as that goes, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am currently 19 right now, and I'll be 20 in
Goodness.
November.
See, and you're way ahead of the game to only be 19. That's dope, bro. That's dope. You got to keep this pace up, bro. Because, like, one thing I've noticed, because I'm a little older, so one thing I've noticed about the industry from when I was your age to about now is that now you got to have quantity. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of a more, I almost want to say it might be quantity over quality these days. And I prefer, of course, a mixture of both. But tell me, what is more important to you, quantity or quality, as far as putting out a bunch of music?
For me, it's quality, but I also really can't say that because I have over 1,000 songs I just have not dropped. Like I'm always like pumping them out really quickly, but it's I don't drop every single one. I drop what I like and I drop what sounds good,
Okay.
but I do have a quantity as well. It's kind of like a mixture of both for me.
So, and also, you know how some artists will wait until a very specific moment in their career to be like, I'm gonna wait until this point, and then I'm gonna drop my debut album, and it's gonna be called such and such. Like they're doing all these things to plan up to one bigger thing. Um, do you have something like that in mind, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
I'm just gonna go with the flow really because my first project, Money Moves, I didn't plan on that. That was just kind of a thing that happened because I had all these songs that I didn't want to cut any out
Mm.
for like an EP. So I was like, you know what, whatever. I'm just gonna drop the entire album. That's why it's called Money Moves. It's because it was a last minute thing, and I was like, okay, what can I call the album? And since it was mostly made by internet money, I was like, Money Moves, drop it. And then it just kind of happened. I don't really plan stuff out. I used to be really on top of that, but
Mm.
with how music is nowadays, you can't really set a plan because there's so much dropping and there's so much going on. You can't really make a plan.
Yeah,
So
you gotta
rock.
kind of like pivot when it's time to just navigate it as it comes, kind of.
Yeah. So I just drop whenever I have a song that is finished. Really.
Okay. And you know how you said you like to stick with the people that you came up with?
Yeah.
Who are some of those people? And just talk about some of those relationships.
So one guy that I gotta give a shout out to is my friend Braden. He was on my last album, Money Moves, on the song Ghost, which that was the very first time he ever featured on my song. But behind the scenes, we've been working together for like a year. He's always been there for me, like not just as an artist, but like me and him have grown like really, really close. Like we are best friends behind the scenes, and I produce for him, I mix for him, and I've also taught him all my knowledge about how to produce. So he's becoming a producer now, which I absolutely love to see.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, that's one of the shout outs I got to give. Another one is to Dinox. He's in Internet Money. He's the one who showed me the ropes on how to produce. A lot of you guys might know him from his song with Trippie Redd and Drake. He made one of the songs on that album. So I mean, for him to take time out of his day to like teach me how to do everything and all that was just incredible. And that's some of the shout outs that I got to give.
Okay. All right, that's good. It's good to hold those types of people near and dear to your heart, because in the end, like, that if everything just leaves, when you hit rock bottom, those people will still be there to help you up. So definitely keep those people close, man, for sure. What do you do? What does Dylan M do on his spare time outside of making music, or is it pretty much just that?
I actually have a day job and I work that. And then as soon as I get home, it's just music mode until maybe 2 in the morning. And then I go to bed and do it all again the next day.
Okay, shoot, that's how you got to do it, though, man. Like, I always felt like I was weird in a sense. I'd tell people, because like they'd ask me like, "What are your other hobbies? What else do you like outside of music?" And I'm kind of like, nothing, bro. Like, This is just me. You know, this is how I am, and it seems like that's how you are, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, Now, is there anything else that you want to say before we wrap this up, man? Any advice you want to give? Just anything, and let the people know where they can find you at as well.
Yeah. Some advice I give is don't give up. I mean, there's times where I wanted to give up in my music, and if I did, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So don't give up, and always push through. Um, and where you guys can find me at is my Instagram is Dylan M Official. My YouTube is just Dylan M. My Spotify, all that is also Dylan M. So,
Tight, man. All right, man. Y'all heard it here first. This is the first official Dylan M interview, right? Did I get that? First official Dylan interview right here on Rap Nerd, man. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I would love to be able to look back at this interview about 5 years from now and say that you did exactly everything that you said you were gonna do, man. So thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Y'all be safe. Peace.
24 hours of nonstop indie hip hop right here on Rap Nerd Radio. Welcome to Rap Nerd Radio. We're on our own frequency. Nobody does it better.